There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful.
Ex-love. Ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone. Alright, nothing town to fuck all borough. Do you want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir? The song of death is sweet and endless. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound.
Somehow, you know what it is. A Caprice Primeira motor carriage. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap! It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie, with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. The blades come squeaking to a halt. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. Your eyes burn with photosensitivity. It's not good. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the floor. Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile, uncaring towards the... Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned as you slowly reach your hand. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your spit. You are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny... It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? You are correct. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a The Whirling in Rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. I'm not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police couldn't say. In truth, so far.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something. The words have already left your mouth.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? No. You see, that's not what you said. You said... Come on, man. Pretty, please. One more time. Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you? Don't be. It was funny. And anyway, who gives... So what if you can't pull grade A pussy anymore? There are other things in life. More meaningful, more fitting for a man your age. This, it's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me. And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
There they both are, two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminate like two baby crocodiles. It's pretty clear a normal cop. Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you. The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on, somewhere inside. Still no answer. Still nothing. Still nothing. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. Still nothing. You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. Of course, at this point, precise measurement through a PA system by other people. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious. No, don't sing the happy song. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious. Serves them right. Wipe that smirk. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one... A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola. The small steel tag says as much. The great skua. Stegosaurus skua.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. A competent work of taxid. Looks like the bird was ripped. This is the great skua. The small steel tag says as much.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you.
No, I'm not the boss.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands... I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only She just, you know...
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but...
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange. like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Okay, we'll have time for that. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? So, the body is still where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching.
Mr. Gart, right? You're...
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41... Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need direction.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here, and I'm not...
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is...
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police.
this is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie...
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? Yes, I am.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
One moment you're running like the wind, then you've suddenly turned around and are giving him the finger, furiously, with both hands. Why? That's true, yes, and it's worrying. But let's not fixate on it. Look,
Watch out!
everything goes dark.
Back so soon. Those are mysteries of the spinal cord. The spinal cord has yet to reveal itself to you. If it comes off like that, I was wrong to let you go. I should have kept you here. Is it bright where you are?
It doesn't look so, sweetie. Are you okay?
No, you have sustained a trauma to your lower neck. In addition, you have strained your left trapezius muscle. Pain surges down your back when you move.
The chair took the brunt of it. Don't worry.
Are you sure, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Check on...
Sir, I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm sorry. This is always... The drinks are on the house, okay? There were a lot of drinks on the tab. I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window, though. That's 100 square.
He's shaken. Barter now and he'll cave in.
Okay, fine. I'll take it off your bill. Sleep in a post-apocalyptic hellhole if you want to. Just know I won't give you another room. Don't thank me yet. You still owe me 60 real for 3 nights stay. If you don't have it by tonight, I just can't let you up there. And for God's sake, watch out for yourself.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure is. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be in time or space. That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
Yes? What do you want to know? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. I'm relieved that you agree. Anyhow, let's get back to the case. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down. Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within...
That's right. You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? 3 days ago, the RCM... During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not... Okay then. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul, so was my grandmother, but from my mother. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually,
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my...
a point of pride to him.
What do you mean? I have no idea.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need...
The lieutenant produces. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
I guess you don't need glasses, then. No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something. It's like you're locked down.
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Good. Let's change the subject.
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orient. Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles. Not a fan. It's...
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the decomptage as its chain of command. Every...
Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is...
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively...
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers on the counter rolled out of his open hand. You see a blister pack of headache medicine. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
You fumble with the spring-loaded gate of the carabiner, but to no avail. The dangling items refuse to come loose. They just jingle in an ever like fucking sleigh bells. What are you doing? You're gonna get caught.
Stop finger-fucking him, officer! I'm responsible for these oafs and their stuff. Even Sleepy there. Yes, sure. A criminal.
To be honest, he's correct. Police officers generally don't go around appropriate.
It was just an idea. Come on, relax everyone. It didn't turn out well. Doesn't mean it was a bad idea. Or that you shouldn't appropriate stuff. You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man could probably sleep soundly in a The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme. You clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it. It comes free with a six-pack of Vermilion Roy d'Or. The contemporary period stands still. The fated
Yes?
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all. Of course. What can I help you with? Of course. Where to? It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. The harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings. What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Oh, that's right there, in the yard.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death in the spring air.
It's there, in the...
Even all the way over here, there's...
No problem.
She's very well composed, back straight.
Excuse me? Oh, well, I didn't write it there. Okay. Me?
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
I am pleased to meet you too, officer. Me?
She hides it well.
Is there?
The quickness of the reply certainly does not prove you wrong.
I am working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. Well, as you already know, there's a cop.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to...
Thank you.
Salts? Ammonium salts. Perhaps useful for later.
Me?
She hides it well.
I am working. I have a greenhouse in the yard. Well...
Don't worry, miss.
Salts? Ammonium salts.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to... Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said...
I know exactly what you meant. But you see, I'm an officer of the RC.
Silence. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
I haven't learned anything I didn't know before.
The lieutenant exhales and
Whatever you say, officers.
he smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar content cigarettes.
It's about biological determinism, natural. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see. So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources. This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of...
Cultural victory? What is this then?
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any... It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring. Go right ahead. You may be a cop, but that won't help you avoid the...
Lieutenant Kisaragi's stern expression. Not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks, wriggled out of it.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so... the strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month. 2 months. Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Yeah, apples? I take it you had... Oh, not much anymore. Apples.
Apples is exact...
Look, as detective. I come from... Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man.
Koiko may be another derogative. For a person from Grad, you think.
Yep, it's one of their main exports. They grow
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to Zone of Ecological Catastrophe. It features no scenic vistas and supports virtually no plant or animal life.
Yeah? Says who? Then, I guess they grow apples somewhere else. You can never really tell with those koikos. They're everywhere.
He means the people living in Grad.
Yeah, you know,
Gradnix, Gradvolk, those degenerates from Grad. 'Cause that's what they're all called. Koiko Pichik, Los... Hey, if the name and description fit by the very grace of nature, who am I to say otherwise? Did you miss the part where I said they aren't here yet? Besides, even if I did have some, I wouldn't go putting my nose in them, huh?
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know what he's hauling, even if it is something unsavory.
Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was a carter, had a royal license and everything. With sure fucking is. We have a guild and everything, huh? Very ancient. Very... Hell no. It's a guild. Invitation only. Unions? Trusting street thugs with their goods.
Yes?
A Stars Riker, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motorcars. Not many people outside of Grad and Revachol.
A Stash Raiko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time. An old case for my precinct. A couple of gyms. They said it was an honor killing. Hussar style.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Is that so, officer? I'll take you at your word. People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that. 4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence.
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain.
Yes, detective? Okay. I'm not going to honor kill anyone over this. But I've seen it blue and white. It's much better that way.
An old monument stands in the middle of a silver plaque on the statue's pedestal. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chestpiece. Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, well, he blew through the whole national treasury. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-Senate, stories have it that he had his bedroom converted. He called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the cocaine. Beneath the cold waters of the the original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of most historians think the coalition's hasty landing some years ago. A group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. A rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on the... Neither do people in Martinez. The statue has proved to be. Those critics might have it wrong though. There's more to it than just Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air. Not that he ever did in life either. Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can see it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement? Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them, sometimes at kings.
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay, mute and indifferent to your sight. Someone shot him in the...
Okay, well, Martinez is riddled. If we connect every bullet hole in Martinez to the murderer, I've made a note.
The king stands high above... The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. No response wherever this woman...
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better... Why? I just thought...
The woman still has her eyes. No response wherever, no response. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy grad-made... The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant, it is the seal of Royalist era Revachol. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover...
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
There he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervously, hoping it's over. The driver has adorned his space. A large... It is the seal of...
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time. Good one, officer. Don't worry. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife? My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage.
If it's all so simple,
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is. Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven... Oh, sure. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell. Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
the coin narrowly slips.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing was not meant as provocation or ridicule.
The boyadero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trick.
Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. Humans, I mean, not slithering scabs.
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, I'm sandwich. What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic. Your own heartbeat.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself. This display of weakness may appeal to older women.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my...
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Look at my craniology. I am the pinnacle of my ablo. You gave the world eugenics, electricity. You dominated lesser cultures. Like the default, you will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Enough with this begging. You bring your troops to the Simonine Island. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. The best idea. Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
There are three categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one? Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals. Exclude a receding genetic pool has led them out on reprehensible street parades. In Mound City, you know them by the names of their nation states. The
Mahun is a derogative term for first world people of Gotvoldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Cutler, like you're welcome.
The Mound are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial pure.
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial choice for this century. You might want to avoid wooden clogs too.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the Golden Pisant, the other large Mondial civilization, overproduction of Sibo. As proven by the Mound and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Areopagites are sleek, long. The latter is perfected and adapted. You need to know both Types A.
Yeah, you have to have context, you know.
Type B are the unheroic races.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white, officer, in a suspect description.
Yes. To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish. Like pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cult. The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are mixed. Its leaders will be the genetic Revacholians, halfway between Type A.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The revolution came to Ravachol from... The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. Enough of Types CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are lesser races like the Mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Semini. The Mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of this? The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet. This will never happen. The Simonese, but enough. It is cruel to... You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco, there is nothing funky. I cannot possibly imagine. Oh, don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The raid, Mr. Clare, is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital. Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from offshoots of the Seminoles people. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. The South Island race. We are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir. No. I have heard about it on the... I'm from Couronne. And no, you have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinct. Racists are generally not very good examples.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell. He must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes.
Babe, thanks. But I got this.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist...
That will be the...
They're always...
Race is reality. There is nothing fun. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Primeira Vacholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic. Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have... I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that Hulk. And you're just going to let him manipulate you like that? We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a...
The lieutenant groaned.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything.
What's that magazine she's reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish. No.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Okay. I'm not really, I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so,
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us.
Okay. I don't know, really. Not really. No. I didn't know him at all. Uh-huh.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork vapor emanates from the... This must be the infernal machine, that toy from oblivion. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. A metallic drawer slides out.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pry bar feels nice and cold, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The white suede feels luxe. Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with them. The handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc is mated to the flywheel. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. The frequency tableau lights up, and the soft purr of electrical kittens.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lit.
Hello, Alice. Please assist.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is.
It will take just a moment, Officer.
Her voices fade out.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh, it's you. What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not our retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock. And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate.
Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and what else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look at the
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes. Who? You are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I've got more important things. That's because you're hung over. Even the radio waves coming from your direction smell like liquor. Do you feel like your eyes are twitching too? Good. It would be an awful nuisance if your experiments with your blood pressure.
It certainly does not help with aiming.
And you survived it. Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. Ten-4, your badge should have most of your personal details. Look over that. Over. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This...
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge.
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not defend yourself. Immediately, they're laughing at you.
He's asking you to stop.
Of course it's serious.
Satellite Officer Vicmar concurs. Losing your badge is serious. Over. He says this has probably...
Oh god damn it. Is he fucking...
Satellite Officer Vicmar is wondering if you...
Mullen dicked us.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
Lost a badge.
He asks you to please...
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you...
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that.
New Heights even...
Ask him. Ask him.
Sergeant Orson wants to know it.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? No. It's...
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Lying? Over the phone? It's...
He says he did.
Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even... Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to...
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance? Over. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the...
What does he want?
He's asking for...
Is he
I don't think he...
Don't give that asshole anything.
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says it's important.
He isn't getting a...
Request denied, sir. Over. Anything else, sir? Over. 10-4, I know I already wrote it in a report, but it will stay on my desk for a few days. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her no-
Received.
Give it a minute. She might be busy.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring guard.
God, why can't you just mind your own business? She...
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the... No one calls the police. The Union would get angry. You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here. I didn't want to...
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
The other people who live around here. You don't live here. You don't understand. Squeal. Please, I just didn't want any trouble. I didn't know I had to report it. I thought someone would take him down eventually.
You can almost hear the girl getting smaller on the other end of the line until she almost drowns in static.
No.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just...
Okay. Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law. You told me back in the whirling. You told Oh.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. But please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your... You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and... You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you start...
Oh, those again. I have been trying to... You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun, on your temple and pretend to I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall, painting them red. I won't be seeing it, 'cause these are my brains. I can't see without my brains."
No, please, no more suicide threats.
There are way more inventive ways than a gun to leave this world. There is silence on the other end of the line.
Me neither. No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like, "Big bucks cannot lie," and "Guns can't buy..." It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. You know women and their constant problems. Yak, yak, nag, nag. That's where you step in. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out. What misogyny? I'm just telling things the way you have to act, Lieutenant Love. You think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
No. What? Oh God. Please, just stay out of my life.
What? What is it?
Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everyone. It's on. Take it to God now.
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar.
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby. Start right away. The lieutenant reaches.
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe it picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right?
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second. Sylvie Malaikan. Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
You hear the call breaking up.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large...
There's no use pressing the hit button. It won't start without the...
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about... My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed. Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir. Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we know such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying...
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation.
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head? Yeah.
No, not head, child. Heads.
Isn't that very dangerous? Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
The girl keeps her hands.
What do you mean, sir?
She looks around anxiously. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. She brings out her reddened hands.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Because you usually aren't. I'm sorry, sir. I hope things...
There she stands, swaying on her... There's something you're missing.
Oh, kings and queens. I think that's why...
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous. Why would they do that, sir? You're not that old. Maybe you'll do something really important. Something that... Yes, there's hope. A lot of famous people got famous late, or even after they've died. Maybe not. No one needs a book written about them anyway. It's always better to read books. It's the type of book where there's... Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask... I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. No, yes, she knows.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain?
It happens, but those are unhappy books. These are not very common. Well, maybe that's really not a proper romance story. Not in romance books, sir. Maybe some about other books?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biography. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture. Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful! Did you talk to her? Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. God, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She can, if she has enough willpower.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe. She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an...
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. She's been too busy helping me here. So I assure you, I of all people understand.
And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she...
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved. He made the initial investment.
Super silent. Almost inaudibly so. The woman looks aloof. Her features much softer. Occasion.
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves...
She smiles and nods, seemingly. Advanced race theory. Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up. All that's left to do is verbalize your thoughts.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now.
You just can't win. out of the rain and into the gutter.
Math. It's really Oh, I found something while you were away. I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does. Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. Right, I have to get back to my homework now. Before Mum notices. Man, this is...
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, the book is also very daring. Certainly, it's...
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside. These shelves are overburdened with a couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Crime fiction is a disgrace. And these books greatly overstate. What's more, they completely, not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction, you see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend, and as just a few days. Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Perhaps you're drawn to the dark and noirish atmosphere. Is it because the smoking dame in the slinky red dress on the cover is giving you a hard-on? Yes, it is. The bulge in your pants is embarrassingly obvious. Relax. It's not that bad. Also, this means your blood flow is returning to...
Something the matter, detective?
The lieutenant narrowed.
I would certainly say she fits the description, providing that's your type.
You see a set of tattered...
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains,
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I will...
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, thank you. Let's just talk about this first.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against inhabitants of... Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fishhead charm at this time.
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. Only an echo. A hollowed-out, dark echo. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Very, very bad. This, all you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away.
Body betrayed.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
That is precisely the negligence. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul. No, you don't. You...
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Jerking motions. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerate. You gave the world. You dominated. Listen, you will be super...
It is, baby, yeah.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the heart.
That is right. You should leave. Bring your troops to the seminary. Walls will be lined with bottom.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measure. Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure. Or ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is called...
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward...
You are up. There are... Oh, heck, you...
Mahoon is a derogative term. In the colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a...
The Vesper, the other overproduction, as proven by the Mound and the Mask. The latter is typical. Yes, Inknet, the coin.
Wouldn't he be one for... Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have...
The revolution. Enough of tips. Lesser races like the Mask.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetic...
Then there is the Semino Koiki. The this, but enough. You understand nothing. To solve the... We will.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation. But there may be another way. We thought...
You need to internalize what you have heard here today. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have. Promising race pupil return. There is nothing funky. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to do.
Before you stands a motor carriage. Vapor emanates from. This must be the infernal. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. The frequency, the soft.
Hello, Alice.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station.
Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes.
Receive.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little.
Officer? Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do? No, not me. What? Of course it bothered me. No one calls the police. You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like
Push her further. Show her the error.
The other people who live around. You don't live. Please, I just didn't want any trouble. I didn't know I had to.
You can almost hear the girl getting smaller on the other.
No.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer.
Okay. You mean why?
Why not?
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone. You know whom? What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't.
God, why can't you just...
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messed. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else. Trust me, you wouldn't want to be. No, you're the guy. What misogyn? You have to think you can do that, Lieutenant Love. You're just a gimp. What?
Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
The man uses
10-4 message. 10-18. State your message, sir. 10-9. Over. 10-4 message received.
Is it him?
Says he lost his...
He what? He lost his badge?
This is communication. You mean your partner?
What is he saying?
I'm his goddamn boy. It's your partner, Satellite Officer Wittmar.
Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick...
Dick Mullen is not. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
Ten-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Matt!
What's going on?
Supercar pit.
He lost his badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
10-9, come again. I didn't get that.
New Heights even...
Ask him. Sergeant Orson wants...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. Okay, it's gone.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Lying?
He says he didn't.
Thank God for that. That would... Losing his badge is bad.
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance? Over. 10-4, I know I already wrote it in a report, but it will stay on my desk for a few days. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
A metallic...
Take what you need, officer.
The pry bar, useful for opening all sorts. This robot lets you see the pull-out toolbox, slides back into its lid. The white suede feels luxurious under the top. As you tap...
There's no...
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now.
This is Precinct 57. How may I...
A flock of seagulls take right away.
Someone... Oh, is that what it...
Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
Souped up motor carriage for one bad mama.
God damn it. Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. I'm not some kind of speed freak or... You would be too if you had this motor carriage. But seriously, let's...
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect you to someone? It will take just...
Her voice. He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh, it's you. Firewalker? Oh, yes, you are. Just don't breathe. Do exactly that. Put yourself out of your misery. Take a deep...
It would be an artistic state. Self-immolation has been all the rage in Lomangpang for a while now. Especially among university. Of course, yes, you were having health trouble.
Sounds more like a newspaper headline that will surprise absolutely no one. Now, and you survived it. Even better. Anything else?
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
In the cabin, you see a...
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime. You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Already, your muscles are adjusting to the weight. The nervous system. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. An embodiment of pure motion. A fine-tuned locomotive.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
A whorehouse of shit? It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was
What the hell is your problem? You vandalized our game, son! We can't play pétanque with 5 bull! Well, it damn well isn't. It's pétanque.
Take it easy, René.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You are as a goddamn bull. Good. Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrong.
Yes. Why did you come here? You never know. He might know something. This is a good vantage point.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have in Martinez. The union is the law. So can you really blame them? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with...
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't.
'Tis true, sire. He knows nothing.
Ah, yes.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail. Revachol would be a different...
Don't get started on that again.
The carabinier doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates.
Right.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
There was a revitalization project in 49. They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. We should have done something about the union 10 years ago.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top.
Good afternoon, Officer Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here.
Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted...
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the...
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the loot...
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy. Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eye. Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, while dull orange pearls hang from her. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that, within reason. Now look at you. You misery-clad simian. Barely able to tie your own laces. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... Yes, you should be...
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me...
The octopus that straddles Revachon. The Emergencies Act is the cornerstone of post-war Revachon. Inseparable.
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination.
You'd be shooting yourself in the...
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the... I believe the official title is seen...
And how are the tokens?
They're not. That's the problem.
Wait. She just admitted that the lynching and the...
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later. Oh, so you've...
My colleague has his peculiarities.
Of course. To each their own. Let's say I was not...
And when did...
I arrived 3 weeks ago.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the Union.
This isn't the first...
Heavens, no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the...
Ludicrous, even. It's meant.
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pine... Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also king... I'm not sure. And now, people are getting lynched.
Excuse me, from whom did you...
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one who was very...
This checks out.
Everard Clare is a man of the... Of course not. Everard...
If you were to prick it with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife may...
He is the most corrupt individual... Yes. Edgar looks exactly like his... It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see. The débardeurs organize labor at its best, as they say. Then...
A mob. The débardeurs are...
Refreshingly honest, officer. And your opinion, detective? If I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the débardeurs union is... Why do you think so? Well, I suppose that's one way to look at it. They're an interesting composition. I'm glad you asked. There was a...
Disappear?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter...
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman. Indeed. The point of the presentation...
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Mr. Clare told him to fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator. The scabs. You mean the huddled...
Don't let her answer it herself.
If the workers were organized by one...
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Of course. How else can I help? Why, yes I am. The boat? No. It... My sloop?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we investigate.
Good. What we do? I'm afraid...
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely...
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, and that is the term.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribe.
Why, thank you.
She nods.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41.
How curious. Why is that, Detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear. So, I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't...
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very...
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share...
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very...
You're in, but expect to...
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez.
They're profiting from this.
The company has tried looking into this matter before. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that...
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along. Or
maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, what I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information. I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time?
The situation might have changed.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta. Lower intestine? The term is fascism, brota. Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revershal's problems? Yes, women, men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important, but many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Yes, woman, that's what many things, but it's mostly, yes, that many things, yes, that's what stomach truth. You're having a stomach because you've said the hard things that others won't say. Okay, that sounds much better. Traditionalism. You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, brota. For the nation, smart. Best not to mention the women too often. That's why you're the head and I am the stomach. Of course you are, Bruta. Of course.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar
Ingredients for
meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes. After they clear the...
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local...
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to...
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial...
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in...
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our This is a limited time opportunity. Once the... Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol.
Well, at least...
What is that?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. Yes? Excellent. According to my reports, it may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the... In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
I am sorry. It just surprisingly eloquent, really. The last one. Not the first three. Those are ape speak.
Excuse me? I didn't hear you. Of course. Of course, Detective.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. The cobalt blue surface feels old cobalt paint, rough on the finger. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The door does not budge.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Eccentric. But okay, I suppose we could look into it. As a side investigation. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? For the room, 60 real. Like what? I was rarely enjoying talking about the money you owe me. What thing? Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old...
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job... So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. After the animals. And I haven't found a key, so... Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. They come here in the evenings.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means token. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely in the question. Your body is ready, sire. That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn... What happened, man? You used to be cool. Get your drink on and your act together.
Can I help you? Do I have a shaker in my hand?
It's not a shaker. It's nothing.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? Because I'm not a bartender. I'm a...
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community.
Oh, well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple? Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and broken things to fix. If that was all, I'd like to return...
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
You sure are, my man. It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oil.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long haul. Yeah.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the anti-chain.
Feels like forever. Like I was born.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak. Or he just likes unusual words.
Everyone's a critic, man. It's okay. So tell me, what do you need? It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks.
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much in the...
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own... I don't think you understand how that joke goes, but do continue. You were asking about the strike?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator. They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's
anything else. Yeah, this ain't real. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. Not my thing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the site, but those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man? Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying?
Entrapment is a practice whereby an officer of the law induces a person.
Then what's your deal here?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of...
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being... A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more... Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal...
Relax. He's merely joking.
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. This rockin' beauty. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some...
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got the bosses, man. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
You really are the law, aren't you? I get that being bluntly...
Maybe the full-on, direct approach wasn't correct.
Don't be a stranger.
Right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have... Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to...
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Maybe you should ask them the questions. We have fam-
So do we, Scott.
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn?
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet... I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us.
We are not picking a side.
Pity.
Let us work!
Honest men and women with rights to work. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly and...
I have a question. Why do...
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market. When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy... beats me, they mumble nonsense about boardroom.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely his shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls... He ignores your question. Choosing silence is the answer. There's something. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him...
What's it to you? No. Don't think we've met before.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brute.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. We were promised work. We'd be in there, working. If the bastards had... Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Why don't you go arrest them instead?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home.
No! They will give up eventually.
Looking for something? Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic.
He eyes you wearily.
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the whirling in rags, how could they know who broke into the...
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's the kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not road to science, man. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just follows the smell. It smells like apricot and oil.
Yes, yes.
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what...
Guess so.